Welcome back to NBA Cinema. So we got to talk about the Knicks and the Pacers game, and I hadn't been covering the last few games. Been busy, but I wanted to kind of wrap these last. I don't know which is the last game I covered. If it was Game 3 or 2, I can't remember. But I want to kind of wrap the last three and one. The Pacers came out, and the Knicks kind of let one slip away that first game in Indianapolis, and then they were completely outplayed. For the full 48 minutes for the most part in Game 4. And the Knicks did the same to them in Game 5. So I expect Game 6 to be more like Game 3. Both teams, you got the Pacers fighting for their playoff lives, and you have the Knicks not wanting the pressure of having to win the or just leave it to one game to decide. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to have to go home and win game 7 where Indiana can come in there and play with house money. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna be looking to close it out. If you look at the mentality and the winners that Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, and Josh Hart have always been, dating back to college, high school, all that, right? So the Garden has been a special place for them, though. And in this run, one thing I like that is kind of separate from the team is the embracing of Stephon Marbury being back in the Garden, um, up there with all the Knicks legends, and they made things right with Steph. And Steph is so critical because he played for the Knicks, but Steph is homegrown, so it makes it even more special, right? That Steph is right there, sideline. You know what I'm saying? So Stephon, he talked about the difference in between Jalen Brunson and his body going into Game 5, and why we got to see the version of Brunson we saw today. And he talked about Hartenstein's rebounding and also Dante DiVincenzo intensity to kind of lead the troops early on, weak side block shots, coming up with loose balls and scrums, you name it, right? So we about to check out what Marbury had to say.
So our guys went out there and played for 48 minutes. The New York Knicks went out there and played for 48 minutes. They knew that the Garden was going to be rocking, which it was. It was a real easy game, but scary easy because we made the adjustments so fast. It took us two games, but more importantly, Jalen is back inside his body and being able to cut and make moves the way how he makes moves. And he had legs, he had lift on his jump shot, and his shots was going up and then dropping in, opposed to going like that. So that's a credit to the Knicks training staff, right, for getting Jalen right. But Bert, what could I say? Big time. That's how you do it. That's how you make somebody give you some money. You did everything that you were supposed to do. Dante's intensity at the beginning of the game, picking up full court. Big Hartenstein, 17 rebounds. He was everywhere. I'm talking about everywhere, relentless. Big shout out to Tibbs. Trust you, Josh Hart. Big time. Deuce. Big time. It was a great win. Let's not get too high. Let's not get too low.
All valid points by Mr. Stephon Xavier Marbury. Uh, what I would like to add, just kind of piggybacking off some of the things Steph was saying is, in certain Deuce McBride into the starting lineup, you get a guy who, when they double Brunson, if he's left open, he's a natural scorer. So now you don't have a guy that's thinking about shooting or second guessing his abilities as it pertains to the offensive end of the floor. Deuce is very comfortable, really making them pay. And so to see Deuce knock down some early 3 pointers and get some early shots to go his way, it was the key to unlocking a lot of things, including more space for Brunson. Because a lot of times they started the show after Deuce got going a little bit early on, and more specifically when Brunson split that trap with Halliburton coming up to help at the top, they were showing softer help because you can't fully commit when someone is starting to get rolling, and a lot of things is happening behind the defense. Brunson is pulling guys further out on the floor, so you give anybody that much space at that level that's a pretty good offensive player, they're going to do work. And I like Deuce's athleticism. He's one of the players on the team, or what, with the defensive versatility to kind of guard Tyrese Halliburton. Like I said before, he's not much of a mid-range threat, so he's either looking to shoot the little step back three with the hitch where he's got to create a little separation, or he's looking to get all the way to the cup and he's looking to pass, and I'm glad they were able to jump that a few times. But Deuce unlocked a lot. You had Hartenstein second chance after second chance. He was eating glass, kind of exposing Siakam, Toppin, and Miles Turner as bad rebounders that they are. They're pretty bad rebounders as far as like guys their size, right? They aren't known to pull in 10 boards a game and rebound their position very well. Um, so Isaiah Hartenstein was big. Alec Burke, staying ready so you don't have to get ready. And I think inserting him into the lineup, I'm going to say a few things about that. Bogdanovich, when he was playing pretty well and he was able to get them some offense. But I think with Bogdanovich's injury, I think the role for Alex Burks just kind of became clearer, if that makes sense. In his absence, his expanded role became clearer for the team with some of the bodies that went down. Would love to see OG Anunoby. I wonder is his hamstring ever going to be healthy? Did the Raptors kind of trade someone? Like I'm just wondering because they miss him a lot, but um, these guys they've always picked up the pieces, man. Hoping to see OG back. They said the next series, but looking at it and how much he's been in this year, I wouldn't want it to be long term, is what I'm trying to say. So if it's that bad, I probably wouldn't bring him back even, in the next series. If it's because hamstrings, they take quite a bit of time, but I know they're working on it around the clock. Just don't want to re-aggravate it. Gonna be worse next time. Dante DiVincenzo was 4 for 14, and you wouldn't know it tonight. His constant attacking mentality, his helping weak. They credited him for one block, but it seemed like I remember him having at least 3 blocks tonight. So I don't know about that official box score, but he was helping big time on the weak side. Just compensating for the lack of size, man. That's that Villanova J. Wright toughness. Um, Josh Hart got downhill a few times, had some turnovers early, but that's Josh Hart. You're gonna get the turnovers, but you're gonna get way more positive than you're gonna get negative, including 11 rebounds tonight. And so again, you're able to rebound really well with one big on the floor because Josh Hart does so many things for the team, man. This team is very impressive. I mean, Jalen Brunson, he was Jalen Brunson tonight. Would still like to see a few more fouls called on Neesmith. Those two offensive fouls on Brunson, I think, Neesmith had his hand placed on his chest, impeding his progress both times, and they were called offensive fouls on Brunson. So I would still like to see him officiate a little bit better. Now Neesmith, I ain't taking away from the job he's doing, but he's fouling every single time on the floor. So you got to allow Jalen Brunson a fair opportunity as far as getting his looks and not having his progress impeded. If you're gonna do that, you got to kind of get in front of him, but you can't do it with your hand. Your hand can't be in the man's chest, stopping him from getting the ball. So I would like to see the refs do a lot better with that in the next game. Also, I like I said, I like Deuce McBride's defense being able to stay in front of TJ McConnell a little bit better tonight. Um, they played well, man. Precious Achua, let me give him some love too, because he got some big offensive boards, a big shot block at the rim. It was good to see him do some of the things that he was able to do tonight. So what you're seeing is these guys on the floor, and they really just like each other. This whole team, this is a basketball team. So when you see people go down, they try to pick each other up, and they're genuinely happy for everyone's success, right? So that's a big thing that this team has. They got one more to have to get. The Pacers again have more offensive firepower at times, but the Knicks they're gonna be looking to take that game. Just knowing the championship DNA of Brunson, DiVincenzo, um, Josh Hart, and those guys. Indiana thinks they're gonna get them home and blow the roof off again. That's not gonna happen. You got to win another close game like you did in Game 3, and we're gonna see how that works out for them, man. Um, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, peace.